So, I have proof on my phone that things that I've seen are real, but everybody thinks I'm delusional. So, that's how that goes. That's how that goes.
Sure he does.
That's how that goes.
Sure he does. All right, so my girl the other night, the Gap Tooth girl,
Yes, I bought me a pack of cigarettes when I got out.
talking
I
about
have
a
to clean
certain
this
group of
house.
people, she got
This
copyright
house
strike
is
with.
so
We
bad.
can't talk about those
It's
things.
so bad. There's mouse poop everywhere. There's mice living in my
What
house.
she said, man,
It's
it
bad.
was
It's
great.
bad. I cleaned like half of it today, but I still have a lot of work to do.
I don't know how
And
many people
I'm
saw the
not
whole
allowed
thing.
in
I
my
saw
parents'
it. I don't
house,
care if they
so
copyrighted her or not. It
I
was
had to drop my
informative.
laundry off, and
It
my
was things
luckily
I
my
still
brother
didn't know.
put it in the
You know, we
on
supposed
the
to
wash
love
for
our
me.
stuff.
Because even on my
Hey,
bed,
we didn't
there's
play
my
Cowboys and
mouse
Cherries
poop,
yet. We
mouse
ain't
poop.
played Cowboys and
From the
Cherries
month and a
yet.
half I was
We
not
supposed to
here,
learn our
it was
country.
really, really bad.
Puppy shoved down.
Uh,
They hate
so
us.
yeah, I've been
Them
picking
kids
up
are
and
getting
cleaning up
rich so
today,
sincere. They
and we'll
don't know
probably be
anything about
cleaning
this
up tomorrow. I
country.
still have to
They
go
want
back
to
to the
destroy
jail
this
and get
country.
me my
Yes, I
pills,
saw some stuff
which
the
I could
other
really
day
use tonight
where they
because one of
marched on the
the ones they
Capitol
recently
and
put me on was a
replacing
muscle
the
relaxer
statues
because I
in
have pain in my
our
ribs
Capitol.
from where I
What are
was
y'all
beat up
doing?
in jail.
Go home.
After 3 weeks of
Well,
threatening
y'all
and
can
three
start
weeks of
next week.
asking to be
We're all
moved
up in Cinnamon.
because these little
But y'all not
bullies
running the
that
show.
never grew up, want to
Can't tell
control
me anything
everybody,
about these
and
groups
all
of
they do
people.
is crime
I
constantly
don't
and
know
end up in
why.
jail, and this is how they
I
live.
don't know when it.
So whenever
Like
they
I
get in
don't know.
jail, they
I
all
always
know
talk
each
about
other, and
Playhouse
you
and
know,
like, what do you have planned? Like this could
yeah.
happen.
And I
I
would have
used to
fought
just
back, but
dismiss
I don't
things
want
because
extra
I'm like,
charges. I
John,
didn't want
you
extra
can't
charges,
dismiss this
so I let
stuff.
them beat me up. The
Things are
only
going
self
on in
defense
other
I
parts of the
know
country where
is
they can't
a
afford to
little
file
move
the
with your
legislation.
palm and you
Everything's
kill
on a cell
somebody,
phone.
like shoving
What are you going to
their
do when they're
nose
going to
into
the
their
house with
brain.
you? What are you
I'm
going to
pretty
do?
sure
What
that
shirt
would
are you
not
going to
been
wear?
allowed.
What are you going to take with you when you have to walk away? They told
Yeah,
those people to walk away. Please. Well, they got
it
nowhere
was
to go.
rough. They
Just
put me on
walk.
suicide watch since I got
Don't
there
be
because
collateral damage.
they put me in that
Don't be a
room with the
martyr.
person that was supposed to get me a
I have
court
much
uh,
sympathy for the
appointed
innocent
attorney,
experience.
and
And I don't like, I
they asked me my
apologize if
address, my
you're
phone
not
number, and
martyred.
my
But
phone's
those
like
people
been
over there
hacked,
have been
messed
martyred
with,
since the beginning.
and
It's the
my
image
address. I don't have an
trafficking
address because
of the
the
world.
guy just
They
told
sell
me.
women and little girls and
Guy just
boys
told me
for
that my parents
sex
had a
and
protective order
traffic them
against
through this
me. I don't
country
really
where
have an
we cannot
address,
find it. Is fair?
and it
It's
had a little
fair.
breakdown. And then
Same
they
thing
put
with
me in
Kentucky.
suicide
They
watch
pick us
for
off
like
for
3 weeks, even though the
Latino
judge only
that were
appointed
actually
it for
human
48
trafficking
hours.
networks.
And
That are actually human trafficking networks.
then
Do
they
you want to
sent me
support a
to a
country
shrink,
that
the
sells little
tele
girls,
shrink,
boys,
right?
and women for sex to the
And
rest
it
of the
turns out she
world?
don't really want to help
No.
people either. She wants to drug people and then not even check up on them a week
I'll
later
never
to
say
make sure
I
that they're
support it.
okay and
No.
doing well, even though she's prescribing
Because
SSRIs.
no,
And
anybody that has
yeah.
pills
So
that's
then the first one didn't work, and
they're doing
she said
drugs to
she
manipulate
prescribed
stuff.
it, she said,
What do we know
this
about the
isn't gonna
drugs that
work.
come into our
This is
country?
all after I'm
The cartel is
getting
putting
out of
fentanyl
suicide while
coming
she's
into our
prescribing this.
country.
Okay,
They
uh,
traffic drugs.
this
They
isn't
smuggle
working. She
people.
said it doesn't
They
work for
always
depression. We know it doesn't work for
every
depression.
day, all day
So I'm
long,
gonna
they
give it to you
sell
for
those
sleep. And
people
then when I got my
slavery.
pills, there was two pills instead of one. I was
That's
like,
what
what
they
the
used
hell?
to
She said she
commit
was gonna put me on one
slavery.
pill. Right.
Yeah, so
Well,
these
these
like
pills, like
my
maybe like
son,
I
one
wake
month.
up and I have like really dark circles under my eyes, and I feel all hungover
And
for
they
like
have a
half the day.
consideration next thing. So
And
there's a winner.
so I told her, this isn't working out.
If
And
they
then
told
she's
us
like,
the
okay,
same
well, I
thing when they
put
did
you on
this
something
stuff,
for anxiety. And then she gave me
so
something
everything
for
don't work.
anxiety. So I go back a week later.
Everything I want to see people get
I said, I
better.
think it's working, but
If you
I think
tell
I need a
me
higher dose. And she
you
said,
need to
oh,
go,
what I prescribed you is not
I
even
don't care what
anxiety
anybody
medicine. It's
cares. I'm
a
gonna pick my
Benadryl.
dog up
It's
and I'm
like
gonna go.
Benadryl.
It's easy. Bye.
And then she like
Well,
tried to
no,
force
I
me to
don't
be on
care
an
what
SSRI
anybody
again
wants
after
to
she
say.
told me, hey,
I would never put
I can't
myself
afford to
through
see you
that.
every week.
Those people are
I have
literally
too many
putting themselves
patients to see
through
you
that
every week.
because
So
they
I'm
love
going to
you.
prescribe you this SSRI again,
Anyway, you need
and
to
then
go.
I'm
Well,
not
you
going to
didn't have to
check
go
up on
in the
you to
first
make sure
place.
you're okay.
It's it's really
That's the
sad.
kind of help you get in jail, guys. That my dad
It's a
sent me to
no-win
jail to get that kind of
situation.
help.
But I want to talk about what is.
Yeah.
What is? What is?
So,
What is?
anyways,
Hello, Lois.
I have an
Lois,
anxiety medicine
what's
that
up? May I ask
is a
you ask you,
Benadryl
Lois?
that I'm supposed to take like
Have you?
3 times a
What are you
day
gonna
now.
do? What are you gonna do? Have you got a bug
So
out for us?
apparently,
Do
I'm
you have a
allergic to people's
plan?
bullshit, and I don't
What
have
do you
anxiety, right?
do?
I'm just allergic to people's bullshit.
Oh my God.
And
Do you have
it was working pretty well. So I don't know what her problem is and why she decided all of a sudden it wasn't anxiety medicine when it was prescribed as anxiety medicine. But and why she prescribed it as anxiety medicine in the first place when it wasn't. It doesn't really make sense. But I also got a muscle relaxer from the real doctor like a few days ago because I have pain in my ribs, and that would have been really helpful tonight for sleeping. But he only gave me it for sleeping, and he assumed that you only sleep like once a day. But in jail, you sleep all day. You sleep all day. There's nothing to do. You sleep all day. So these people need to get on the level that they're playing with here. The shrink lady, she was like all worried they needed to make friends in jail, and then when I talked to the transport guy, he said that you don't need to make friends in jail, and small talk is really bad, and you don't want to give them any information about you because they're criminals, right? And that makes more sense, right? So the shrink is giving people advice to make friends in jail and that they should get along with people in jail, that the people in jail like haven't grown up past the high school bully mentality. So whatever, like everybody I met in there in jail was pretty much on meth too before they came in. So it was really interesting. And the people that beat me up didn't beat me up until they stole my 3 things out of my commissary that were chocolate, and then they got mad that I approached them about it and beat me up. But they had already been threatening me for 3 weeks anyway because I didn't want to deal with their bullshit all the time, and they would stick up for their friends when they were wrong. They have no like logic or anything. Like they all have kids too. They don't care about their fucking kids. They'll do whatever they want and end up in jail and all this shit. And I feel like I wrote down their names, and it's just really hard not to dox the hell out of some people that gave me a really hard time when I was in jail. Yeah, in jail was really bad. They left me in solitary for 3 weeks. They kept saying that I needed to see the shrink, but they would never let me for like every time I asked. They'd act like she was only there like once every 1.5 weeks. That's what they told me, or they even told me one time that she was being held hostage or something, and like they kept fucking with me, like when I was already like not well. And let me tell you, the suicide watch room they have you in, no one knows. You don't get a bed, you don't get a mattress, you get a blanket, and they don't even have you in full jail outfit. They have you like this little nightie thing. It was cold as hell in there. It was cold as hell in there. Wake up freezing, be freezing all day, be freezing all day, be freezing all day. If I moved off my spot on the little inclined area that was supposed to be like the bed or the bench or whatever, it would get cold because it's freezing all the time in there. Freezing, fucking freezing. The shrink told them to start feeding me vegetarian since I'm a vegetarian, and they didn't. So about 2 weeks in, I was malnutritioned, and like when I would eat the pasta and the bread, which was like the only thing in the vegetables was the only thing that was like not meat, you know. Most of the time, if it was just the pasta and the vegetables and the bread, my spine, all down my spine would hurt. I would wake up in lots of pain. So I had to cut the vegetarian diet for a while. That's whatever. It's survival in jail, right? So yeah. And then they like the food was actually pretty good. The food was actually pretty good. They didn't give us enough portions though. They should probably like give us twice as much of everything. They could even cut off the dessert. I wouldn't even care. Just give me the food. But people, because they don't give you enough food, people have to eat commissary. So all the girls there had gained like 50 to 100 pounds just in like the 4 to 6 months that they were there. So yeah, but I actually lost a lot of weight, and then I gained a whole bunch back because when I was only eating vegetarian, I was like malnutrition basically. So I got down to like 15 pounds less than I am now. And then I started eating the food in the commissary. When I finally got access to the commissary, I didn't have access to the commissary the whole time I was in Suicide Watch, which is like 3 weeks. Yeah, and when I was on Suicide Watch, they didn't tell me that I could take a shower, or didn't direct me that I could request a shower. I had pretty sure I requested a shower a few times, and they were fucking with me some more. And yeah, I didn't have a shower for like 2.5 weeks when I was in there. And then I went through the handbook and it said, "Oh, you have access to a shower, and you're supposed to shower every day." Nothing about the handbook. None of that stuff they follow. None of it. None of it. This place is fucking crazy. And then you request things, and you have to request them over and over again. I requested to use fingernail or nail clippers for like 4 weeks, and I still never saw the nail clippers. You have to wait till the haircut person comes around. But they don't give the girls haircuts, apparently. They only give the boys haircuts. And only the boys are allowed to work for extra food, not the girls. So, yeah, it's like really fucked up in there. And then, I didn't have a whole hair tie the whole time I was there. Apparently, you can make little hair ties out of the little strings on your socks. So I had my hair braided a few times. Not have any proof of that. I don't have any pictures. It was really nice. Maybe I'll get the girl to come over. She was one of the bullies though, and during a time I had pulled her away from the bullies, and they started bullying her. So she went back to the bullies. So yeah. It was very interesting. Very interesting. But yeah. She was my little friend. I'll see if I'll have a little friend afterwards. She'd come braid my hair again. It was pretty nice, but my hair's been falling out like crazy, and then it's like really thin, so when she was braiding it, it was like all breaking and stuff. But it did look nice for a couple days, and yeah. I couldn't get a hair tie. I ordered one from commissary. I ordered them like 6 times, and the commissary are like out of stock, so they never sent them, and they wouldn't get the one out of my my stuff. But apparently they never put it in my stuff when I went on Suicide Watch, like they said they would. So apparently they just trashed it or gave it to their friend or something. I don't know. Fucking crazy. And then. Yeah, there was a lot of weird shit that went on there that was not legit. And, yeah, it was crazy. It was a crazy time in jail. Like, they let those people threaten me, those bullies. They let them threaten me for 3 weeks before I got beat up by them. After approaching them about stealing my commissary one night when I got moved out of there because the one bitch was loud 24/7. She never fucking shut her mouth, and she talked at almost a yelling volume. Like, she always wanted to be the center of attention 24/7. And like, she's even gotten like the CEO's in trouble before when she's been there. And she's like young, like really young. She's spent her whole life like in juvie and stuff, and now she's spending her whole life in jail. So yeah, but if you say anything to her that would make her life any better, then how dare you, and we're gonna beat you up, or we're gonna let her beat you up, even though we know that she's fixing to get the book thrown at her because she's in trouble so much. But we're gonna let her beat you up, and we're gonna pretend like we're her friend, even though we know that she's gonna get consequences for this, and we're gonna encourage it. But how dare you say anything and try to make her situation better, or speak with any logic whatsoever. There's this one girl that she does fraud, and I'm pretty sure they're only giving her a year in prison. She's going to prison. She was so worried she was gonna get 4 years, but she wasn't even gonna stop at that point. She's gonna, as soon as she gets a laptop, she's gonna do it again. She's gonna do it again, guys. It's fucking weird, man. And like, everything they did, they were like snorting their pills and shit. And like, I'm like, dude, I can't be around this. Like, I'm a former addict. I don't need to be around people snorting shit. Like, it makes me want to fucking do drugs and shit. I can't be around this. And nobody cared. Nobody would take me out of that pod when they were threatening me. They threatened my family too because I did make the small talk with them about where we all lived and all this stuff and yeah, it was fucking bullshit. So this one girl that does the fraud, she wanted to control everything all the time, but I don't think she would even fight. But her little friends would. Her little friends would get up in your face and "Urgh," and bump your chest and all kinds of shit. And I stared this bitch down. I stared this bitch down real good. And she didn't like that very much. So she was my enemy ever since then. And then we all hugged it out and everything. But then they were still doing this stupid shit, man. And then their friend that came in later, that was that young girl. She would always want to control. Everybody was on their plates and stuff. And like me and this new girl had already had a deal where I trade. I get her fish and she get my cake or whatever. And then she went in the middle of that. And when I spoke up that, they wanted to try to fight and everything. It was so fucking ridiculous. It was so fucking ridiculous. These people have a fucking bully ass mindset, like a high school bully. It was so fucking ridiculous. But you know what? It's dumb. And then the girl that was all like, I'm gonna do fraud as soon as I get out. That girl, she has this boyfriend apparently, and she wants to talk about, oh, they're gonna get married and everything, and then he didn't even come see her on her birthday, didn't give her commissary, barely wanted to be on the phone with her. It was so fucking pathetic, and she wanted to say I was crazy. I was crazy. Bitch, please. Bitch, please. Bitch, please. Nobody wants your fat ass. Fat ass over there stealing my commissary. I caught her too. After they beat me up, I went back and she had a letter to her boyfriend, had chocolate smeared on the front of it, and she didn't have any chocolate. She didn't have any commissary that week. Nobody else had any chocolate, right? This fat ass, jiggle jiggle, jiggle jiggle potato. That's what she is, a jiggle jiggle potato. Oh, all of them are fucking potatoes. They understand that I was speaking up for their sake, not because I want to hear myself talk or something. They want me beat up because I'm trying to give them good advice. Whatever. Do what you do. You're going to be in lockup, not me. I'm out. And I'm going back. I ain't going back. I ain't going back to that place. That place is fucking hell. Mm-hmm. Oh, and I tried to escape once when I was all fucked. I think that they're drugging the Kool-Aid there, because I've had a lot of weird experiences when I was there, and yeah, I tried to escape one day, and I had a weird experience with that too. Like I had weird rashes on my arm from where they grabbed me. Like it was weird. It was real weird. I still have weird rash going on my hips and stuff. Like the place was fucking dirty and nasty and filthy, and the room they sent me to, and they put me in suicide watch. Probably had like 10 different bodily fluids all over the place. It smelled like, it smelled like BO and bodily fluids, and like probably 10 different people's hairs everywhere, and the floor was sticky, and like I didn't even have shoes on at that point, because you're not allowed to have anything when you're in suicide watch. You just have the little gown and a blanket, and that's it. And you lay down and you get back up and you like stick to the ground. It was so disgusting. It was so gross. And never ever, if you ever go to jail, do not ever say anything about wanting to die, or maybe you should just die, or whatever, because they will throw you in that nasty ass place. And they will make it so hard to get out. They will make it so fucking hard. So yeah, I experienced three different places. There was the Suicide Watch Solitary. There was the pod, which was with the other girls. There was 5 bunks in there, and there was probably like 8 people in there at a time, including me. And then there was ISO, which I finally got sent to, which I had been begging to be sent to ever since they like wanted to like beat me up for no reason. So, and I knew it was going to happen, and then the CEOs were like, oh, don't worry, when it happens, we'll run right in there and get him, and like, they didn't, the shit popped off by the bitch throwing a cup at my head, and she threw it hard. She threw that guy up hard, but I blocked it, and they didn't run in at that time. But they waited until I got kicked in the head a couple times, so I got to go to the ER. So I had some huge ass welts on the back of my head, and then when I got back, no, well, they did a CT scan at the hospital, and they X-rayed my ribs because I still hurting in my ribs. I found out that it's more muscle damage than actual damage to my ribs. That's why they gave me a muscle relaxer. But oh man, it was fucking crazy. It was fucking crazy. Yeah, they waited until I was getting kicked in the head to come in. I just laid there and fucking took it. It didn't even fucking hurt. Nothing of it fucking hurt. Apparently, they were telling people after I got out though that look, I still got a bump there. That I went to the hospital because some girl broke my nose. That's what they were telling everybody. Like, oh my god. No, I went to the hospital because somebody kicked me in the head and I had a big ass welt back here and back here. And it was a little bit sore, but it didn't really fucking hurt. It didn't even fucking hurt when it happened. Nothing fucking hurt for like 3 days, and then all of a sudden it came. That's how long my adrenaline will kick in and last, like when I'm in pain. But, like, nothing's painful to me because I've had back injury, but those muscle spasms were kind of painful. And I don't even remember them kicking me or hitting me in the ribs. I don't even remember her hitting me in the face either. My nose was swollen, but it never bled or anything. I got a bump right there. I didn't really get that x-rayed or anything when I was at the hospital. It was really swollen though. But I let her just beat me up. Shit, I wasn't getting extra charges. Fuck that. Fuck that. The only self-defense I know is fucking shoving somebody's nose bone into their brain. You want me to do that? You really want me to do that? Yeah. It was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, I didn't even have a tablet the first month I was there. And they kept making excuses. And then I never talked to my court-appointed attorney. They let me call them once on a Friday afternoon after 2, like they would really be there. And then they tried to let me, I put a grievance in a couple times. And then one time they were like, this is not what this is for. But the grievance says when your rights are being violated. So that's my right to talk to my court-appointed attorney. And I couldn't do it on my tablet because it said you had to be a private call. So it has to be done on a different phone. And, yeah. They only let me have that once, and they kept saying it was approved every week, but they would never come get me to come do it. And, yeah, they tried to get me earlier today, and I was like, I'm getting bonded out today. I'm not doing that. I'll do it when I get home. I had time to do all that, and I won't have any hassle to fucking do it, and there's no reason for me to go over there now. And then, yeah, it was fucking crazy. And then, like, there's no, like, you don't get rec every day or anything. So all that commissary goes to your belly, it goes to whatever, you know. And they only offered rec 3 times a week or whatever. And then you're only out there for, like, an hour or until your people want to go back in. And then the control freak wanted to control everybody then, too. Like, so she was so annoying. Like, I was throwing the ball, like, way up high. There's, like, a little bouncy ball. I'm throwing it way up high. And she's like, oh, if you hit me with that. Blah, 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 blah. Dude, if I hit you with that, you're barely going to feel it. It's a little bouncy ball. And the ball is way, like, 50 feet above your head. It's not going to fucking hit you. She's so fucking annoying, man. She tried to control everything. Like when we went in from rec. Oh, I'm tired now. I don't want to be out here anymore. Oh, well, y'all all have to come in. If you come in, well, we're all gonna come in, guys. Let's go. And then at night, every time at night, she would try to control when everybody had their tablets so that they would turn the lights out or whatever. It was so dumb. She's going to prison too. She's going to prison next for a year, and Good luck with her control freakness in prison. It was so fucking annoying. And she wasn't the one. She's not going to be in there with her little friends that want to kick everybody's ass when every time you say anything to them. She's not going to be in prison with them. She's not going to have her little buddies there. They were making fun of me like that they're not going to be able to snort drugs in prison, and they said they give them a packet every day of their medicine so they'll be able to do that there. No, that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about fucking control freakness. Like, good luck trying to control everybody in prison. Good luck. It was so fucking annoying. It was so fucking annoying. Oh. And that one bitch that always wanted to bump chest with me, she never fucking took a swing at me. I think she kicked me in the head, but they kept telling me that it was only one person. It was only one person. I didn't get to see the video, but I'm pretty sure she kicked me in the head because it came from that direction, and the girl I was fighting was in this direction over here, this direction, and the kick in the head came from that direction. So, whatever. Do whatever. Whatever you say. I wanted her charged with assault too, but they kept telling me, oh no, it wasn't her. Well, they never let me see the video, so yeah. But little girl that wants to get in trouble every time, ever since she was like 12 years old, and she's like 19 now, she got an extra assault charge. And you know what? What else is funny? If you assault somebody and cause bodily injury, apparently it's only a misdemeanor. But if you threaten somebody and don't harm them with a knife or something, then it's a felony. Even if you had no intention of harming them, just because you threatened them and tried to made them scared, that's a felony. So that's what I'm fighting. Yep. I thought you could do that. Like, that's what they always do in the movies, right? No, we can't. This scared the shit out of them, too. They scared the shit out of them. That's why I'm not allowed at my parents' house anymore. They still won't tell me the truth. They still wanted to contradict themselves and all that. And even on the phone... Even on the phone, is not a private call from the jail, they still contradicted themselves over and over and over again. And I was like, yeah, I keep doing it. But whatever. He bailed me out finally. Finally. But then, like, I come home and he didn't even clean my house. He said, I wasn't gonna reward you. And I can't believe I had to scrape the money together to bail you out. Well, you shouldn't have pressed charges on me in the first place, because there's times where you've actually assaulted me, and your wife egged you on, said hit her, and then you try to make up a story about what happened that day. Like, it's fucking ridiculous, man. Let it all come out. All over me trying to get more space for doing what they wanted me to do when I moved here. Which is run my canning business. And when I was doing that, I was also doing the layout for my house, which I had to lay out on the living room floor because, you get the grid paper, you have to take all the measurements, you have to do everything perfect because it's a tiny house. And they didn't like that I had my stuff on the floor when their stuff is everywhere. All I had was a little bedroom that's about as small as my bedroom in my tiny house, which is really tiny. To have all my stuff. I didn't even have the closet. My mom had stuff all piled in the closet to the ceiling. I barely had any room on the rack or anything. And they wanted to beat me up because I needed extra room to run my business and do what I needed to do. Yeah, that's how crazy things get around here. But, they can assault me and actually assault me. And that would only be a misdemeanor. Even though he's a grown adult and can really fucking hurt me. Yeah. And I had proof that night, too. I pictured it on my phone, scratch marks on my neck. And that wasn't it that night. And I'd already had a back injury. And he, pulled me off the couch to try to fight me and shit. Like, they're crazy. I'm ready to get out of here. But, my number, my angel numbers, they always go crazy and nothing ever happens. And it's so fucking frustrating. It leads up to that. And then, I go on these wild adventures and I have proof on my phone of things that have happened. And he wants to call me crazy and say that I need a shrink and stuff. And, oh my goodness, it's so annoying. So annoying. So annoying. No. So, don't ever threaten anybody with a knife. It's a felony. Don't do that. I'll probably be okay. I barely have I don't even have like a traffic ticket on my record, so I'm pretty sure that some some legal magic in there. The girl said something about 1244A could take felony to misdemeanor. I don't know about all that, but that's what they were saying. They had just come out of the court and heard that or something. I don't know. And Dad thinks it will probably can be erased with probation and something else, but you shouldn't press charges in the first place if you want to bail me out of jail. You shouldn't dare people to call the police on you either. That was a mistake too. Mom said something about, what are you going to do, call the police? They're going to come out here. Nobody's going to come out. And so we're going to call the police then. And then they sure as hell did come out. And I sure as hell did comply with them, even though, don't do that. Don't do that. Go and hide in your room. Apparently they couldn't even come on my porch. They like pulled me off my porch when I was on my porch. Like they wouldn't even come up here on my porch. So, yeah, don't comply. That's what you get for being nice. That's what you get for being nice and complying with the police, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I did something else, too, that was misdemeanor charge, and, yeah, I smashy some shit, but that was a misdemeanor charge. That wasn't the felony. Felony was my theatrics with a knife. Yes, I'm crazy. After 4 weeks of asking about the same things when they keep giving me different answers and they keep, no. No. So now I'm not allowed over there. I'm not allowed over there. My dad wouldn't help me clean my house when I was gone. He said, "Oh, I'm not going to reward you for being bad or whatever." But he thought I was sick, right? He didn't think I was bad, but he sent me to jail. He didn't send me to a mental hospital. He said, "Oh, but I wanted you to get help. I wanted you to get help." But that's not the place to send me to get help, apparently. Even when they told them that I needed that help, they didn't send me to the mental hospital. They didn't send me. And they're supposed to, apparently, because the transport guy does do that. He sends people to the mental hospital, state hospital. So that's interesting. So they don't do anything that they're supposed to do there. It doesn't surprise me, though, because it's Uvalde. It's Uvalde. And I've told people over and over again, nobody's ever held accountable in Uvalde. The only place that they even have good employees seems to be HEB. HEB knows how to hire people, apparently. But everywhere else, they have issues. Well, there's a few places. Select few places that don't. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. And then they're supposed to give me my medicine before I left, and they didn't do that. And I have commissary coming in tomorrow, so I'm gonna go back there and see if I get my medicine and my commissary. And tomorrow, yeah. My dad doesn't want anybody to know what I did, but all those people that he didn't want to know what I did probably could have helped me in jail. And he wouldn't give me any of my numbers. They wouldn't. My brother, my dad, probably because my dad mostly. I asked my brother for all these numbers and all these addresses, and I didn't get any of them except one. He finally sent me like Timcast P.O. box or something, and I asked for like the Jan Sixers number. Addresses so I could send a letter. There's nothing to do in jail, so I might as well, finally got some time on my hands to do that. And then there was three stamped envelopes that I never got that I ordered off commissary that I had put requests in for 3 weeks and never got. Jail is sucky. It's really fucking sucky. You beg and beg and beg and beg for people to do what they're supposed to do, and they don't do it. They won't ever do it. And nobody holds them accountable because it's jail. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be hard. Whatever. They eventually had me yelling like, I asked for Tylenol 5 times nicely. And then you beat on the door and yell, and they come give it to you. Fucking finally. Oh, ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous. It's all so fucking ridiculous. It's so fucking ridiculous there. I never want to go back. I will never go back. No, no, I will not. But I didn't know that was gonna land me in jail. I didn't know that. And if it's a misdemeanor, sometimes you don't go to jail, and sometimes you go for a month and you get a court date, and then you get out. If you have a felony, you're in there for 3 months. 3 months before you even get a chance for a court date. Yeah, so I was in there for a little bit over a month and a half, maybe a month and a half and a week. I don't know. It was a mess, though. It was a mess. It was a big mess. I wouldn't recommend it. But, one of my pod mates was pretty cool. She would also gang up on me and act like she was going to beat me up, but she wasn't as bad as the other two. But, like, why are you even doing that for them? Like, you told me, like, she was in there because she was homeless and got caught up with less than a gram at a homeless encampment or whatever. And, like, why do you even think these people are your friends? You were homeless. Like, at least when my so-called friends who were going to be homeless, I tried to help them and then realized why they were going to be homeless. But she didn't seem like crazy or anything. She seemed pretty fucking balanced, actually. Other than, wanting to be on drugs and shit. But I really should have learned how to make some hooch from her. Because she can make hooch. But I also could have gave her some really good advice, and she kept getting in the way of me giving her that advice by being bully with her friends, but she was never going to do anything. She liked puff off her chest and all this stuff, but no, there's a good, sweet human being in that one. The other one's I'm not so sure. And then the one that I was friends with for a while, there's a good, sweet human being in that one too, but she ain't surviving prison or surviving jail without her buddies, apparently, because her buddies were such bullies to her after she wanted to be my friend. They were such bullies, and they said such horrible things about her that were true about them. Like, she's only using you for commissary, blah, 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 blah. No, she braided my hair and she gave me a back rub, and I gave her a bear claw. That's what she asked for, like a $2.50 bear claw for doing my hair and rubbing my back. Yeah, she's such a user. But that's what they would do. They used me for when I got my Fruit Loops. They kept asking for more and more and more and more, and they never gave anything back. When I had my Cheez-Its, they asked for one of those, and they never gave anything back. They were just projecting every fucking time. It was so fucking annoying. But yeah, they already don't really get along with that girl. They always, oh, you already rejected all these people. That's why you have to stay in San Antonio and all this stuff. No, man, she don't want to be around you. She likes being in San Antonio. This is probably why. But yeah, I have to see if she's out yet. She's supposed to get out. She was supposed to get out around the same time I was, but then I got moved. I don't know if she ever got out or not. But I have her info. She's actually a decent human. She just couldn't handle her bully ass friends. She needed to be a bully with them, or they were gonna give her a hard time the whole fucking time, like they did me. And it wasn't legit either. That's why I needed to be moved out of there. Cause they're wild, man. They want to be up in your face, bumping chest with you, staring you down. Like, there's no reason for that. You can't even have a fucking conversation. Use your fucking logic. Use your fucking mouth other than just run your mouth, man. It's ridiculous. Yeah, that's how that goes. That's how my stay was in jail. Yeah. And when I was in the suicide watch solitary, man, I was like hallucinating bad. So I think like they were drugging the Kool-Aid or something, or that THC vape. When you get off of that, the hemp vape really fucks with you or something. I don't know. Seeing all kinds of shit and hearing all kinds of shit. It may just be people fucking with me, but I don't know. It was really weird. Yeah. But, yeah, that was my stay. That was my stay. I can't believe they did all that. 2 weeks without a shower. They were just gonna let me. I begged like all day one day. It was fucking ridiculous. I had asked before, and I had asked before, and I had asked before. And everybody just acted like it couldn't happen. Nobody ever sent me somebody that could let me take a shower or anything like that. 2 weeks, dude. It was so gross. And I was sticking to the floor and everything. They finally like sent people in there to mop up the place and stuff, but they would like half-ass do it. And like when they sent me to ISO, they sent me to the cell that like somebody had just thrown up on the floor. So like as soon as I get in there, I'm like, I need a mop bucket. I need a mop bucket. And they made me sit in there for like 40 minutes with the fucking nasty ass throw up on the floor and shit. Yeah. It's bad. It's bad. Jail is bad. Don't ever go. Don't ever go to jail. It's bad.